On the Pfaff Performance 5.2, there is a reinforced straight stitch and a reinforced zigzag. So fancy name for sewing it 3 times, but it's going to look that much more professional. So it's actually stitch number 2. It's what I'm going to start off with. And I'm going to just go ahead and stitch a row here. You're going to notice it does 2 stitches forward and 1 stitch back. The stitch length is 4.0, so the stitch is really long here. I really like that look that it's going to give us. So here, let's take a look. All right. This stitch, if I had sewn it on the diagonal or bias, it would also stretch and give. But see how nice and bold it is? That stitch has got 3 stitches per stitch area, and it also looks like I've used thicker thread, but I didn't. So this is sometimes a great way to duplicate top stitch looking areas, but without having to need top stitch thread and top stitch needles. All you have to do, pick the stitch and sew it. And this is why I am such a firm believer in why you want to stitch out all your decorative stitches, because sometimes you just by the picture you might not realize how cool that's actually going to look. So for fun, let's do one more thing. Let's just open this up, and I'm going to just lean this seam kind of to the side here, and I'm going to use another foot that is your you can use it for blind hem, you can use it for overcasting, but there's a red guide on it that we can adjust and actually set this so we could sew a perfectly guided seam right down this fold. So I really just opened this up and then flattened it down. But watch, I'm going to get a nice edge to this, and I'm going to just see, am I all the way as high as I can go? Yeah. All right. Now I am going to show you the triple zigzag too. So once we do this stitch and show you how perfectly straight I was able to sew. Now if you notice the first line, I was just winging it while I was talking. But the second line, I actually was following something, following a guide of the foot. And look how much straighter that actually is, and gives you a nice look to that seam. And I made it nice and wide because I am going to go ahead and pick the stitch number 8. And it tells me foot number 1A, just a different cutout down below because it's going to be a lot wider, fuller stitch than just the straight stitch that I was just doing. And I was just really going to give you a sampling of what a triple zigzag would look like. I'm just kind of guiding it down the middle, but I could also make it a little bit longer too. So if I wanted to spread it out, you can see by those stitches that I could really get a nice look to that stitch, whatever my desire. Oh, that's really looking fun. Okay, we'll have a sample of all different stitch lengths, and it's set up for 6 millimeters. It will go all the way up to 9 millimeters wide too. But as you can see, it's still pretty dramatic because it is triply stitched, and it really gives a nice heavy look. But again, without having to search for hot pink top stitch thread, which not so much, or not as easy to find. So take a look. Remember, take some time to stitch out all your decorative stitches because you never know what you might find.